Hello, and welcome to Buddha Zen Wisdom. Every day, we accompany you on your journey toward health, mindfulness, and wisdom. Today, we are discussing a chilling story that holds a lesson for everyone. A vibrant, energetic woman, well-loved in her community, tragically passed away after a sudden stroke. The cause? Cold winter habits many of us may unwittingly indulge in. Let's delve into her story and uncover 4 winter habits that may silently put our health at risk. Janet's tragic winter tale, lessons for a healthier life. Janet Miller was more than just a neighbor or a community member. She was the heart and soul of her little town in Minnesota. Known for her radiant smile, her endless energy, and her warm presence, Janet seemed like someone who had cracked the code to staying young forever. At 55 years old, she was the epitome of good health, or so it seemed. But one cold winter morning, her community was shocked by a tragedy that no one could have anticipated. Janet, vibrant and full of life, was suddenly gone, leaving behind a grieving family and friends trying to make sense of her untimely passing. The story of Janet's tragic demise is more than just a tale of personal loss. It is a cautionary story that highlights the hidden dangers of winter and the seemingly innocent habits that many of us indulge in without a second thought. What happened to Janet could happen to anyone, especially during the colder months of the year. By understanding what went wrong, we can learn how to protect ourselves and our loved ones. The morning of the tragedy. It was a crisp January morning, and the world outside Janet's home was blanketed in snow. The air was sharp and biting, but for Janet, it was just another day. She had always prided herself on her active lifestyle, often saying that movement was her medicine. Like clockwork, she laced up her boots, put on her light jacket, and headed out for her usual brisk walk to the park. Neighbors waved at her as she walked by, her breath forming little clouds in the frosty air. She greeted them with her usual enthusiasm, but something was different that day. Janet seemed distracted, clutching her scarf tighter around her neck as if trying to shield herself from the cold. Moments later, she collapsed. The scene was chaotic. Friends and neighbors rushed to her side, calling for help and trying to make sense of what had just happened. Janet, the woman who had always seemed invincible, was now unresponsive. Paramedics arrived quickly, but despite their best efforts, Janet couldn't be saved. The cause of death? A massive stroke. Why winter increases stroke risks. To understand what happened to Janet, we need to delve into the science of how our bodies react to winter. Strokes are particularly common during the colder months, and the reasons are both physiological and behavioral. 1. The impact of cold air on blood vessels. Imagine a rubber band left outside on a freezing day. It becomes stiff, less elastic, and more prone to snapping. The same thing happens to our blood vessels in cold weather. When exposed to low temperatures, blood vessels constrict, making it harder for blood to flow freely. For people like Janet, who may have had undiagnosed health issues, this sudden constriction can be dangerous. Stepping out into the cold unprepared puts immense strain on your cardiovascular system. The heart has to work harder to pump blood, and the blood vessels become more vulnerable to rupture. 2. Blood thickening in winter. Another factor that contributed to Janet's stroke is the thickening of blood during winter. People tend to drink less water in cold weather, leading to dehydration. Dehydrated blood becomes thicker and slower moving, increasing the likelihood of clots forming. A blood clot can block an artery in the brain, causing a stroke. For those with pre-existing conditions like high cholesterol, the risk is even higher. 3. Sedentary lifestyles and comfort foods. Winter often means less physical activity and more indulgence in comfort foods. While these habits feel natural during colder months, they can be harmful in the long run. High-fat, high-salt diets contribute to hypertension and increased cholesterol levels, weakening blood vessels over time. Janet, like many of us, loved hearty meals during winter. But even the occasional indulgence can add up, especially when combined with reduced exercise. 4. Dangerous morning habits. Janet's routine of early morning walks, while admirable, became a significant risk during winter. Morning temperatures are the coldest of the day, and sudden exposure to freezing air can shock the body. Physical exertion in such conditions further stresses the heart and blood vessels, increasing the chances of a stroke or heart attack. The habits that could be hurting you. Janet's story is a wake-up call for all of us. While her habits seemed harmless, even healthy, they became dangerous in the context of winter. Let's examine 4 common winter habits that might be putting your health at risk. 1. Early morning workouts. Exercise is crucial for health, but timing and environment matter. Early mornings in winter are particularly hazardous because of the cold air and low temperatures. What you can do: shift your workouts to later in the day when the temperature is warmer. Opt for indoor exercises like yoga or using a treadmill. If you must exercise outside in the morning, dress warmly and ease into your routine to avoid shocking your system. 2. Skipping breakfast. Many people, like Janet, skip breakfast before heading out in the morning. This habit, while convenient, can be dangerous. In winter, an empty stomach can lead to low blood sugar levels, which strain your heart and brain. What you can do: always eat something before stepping out, even if it's just a small snack. Choose energy-boosting foods like oatmeal, a banana, or a slice of whole grain toast. 3. Inadequate winter clothing. Janet's lightweight jacket and lack of proper winter gear left her vulnerable to the cold. Hypothermia and reduced circulation are real risks during winter. What you can do: invest in quality winter clothing that includes thermal layers, gloves, hats, and scarves. Pay extra attention to keeping your extremities warm, as fingers and toes are most susceptible to cold. 4. Overindulging in comfort foods. Winter comfort foods, while delicious, are often high in salt and fat. These foods contribute to high blood pressure and cholesterol, increasing the risk of strokes. What you can do: balance indulgent meals with healthier options like salads, lean proteins, and whole grains. Limit your intake of processed and salty foods, opting for fresh ingredients instead. Recognizing stroke symptoms, the FAST method. Strokes often give warning signs before they fully occur. Recognizing these signs early can save lives. Janet's sudden collapse was preceded by symptoms that might have gone unnoticed, such as confusion and a severe headache. The FAST method is an easy way to remember stroke symptoms. F. Face. Ask the person to smile. Does one side droop? Arms. Ask them to raise both arms. Does one drift downward? S. Speech. Is their speech slurred or strange? T. Time. Call emergency services immediately. Every second counts. A lesson for all seasons. Janet's passing was a tragic reminder that even the healthiest among us are not invincible. Winter brings unique challenges that require us to adapt our routines and take extra precautions. By learning from Janet's story and being mindful of our habits, we can protect ourselves and those we love. Stay warm, stay safe, and remember, your health is your greatest wealth. If Janet's story resonated with you, share it with others to spread awareness. Together, we can navigate the cold months with care and mindfulness. Thank you for reading, and take care this winter.